I'd like to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? You know, the thoughts that I'm having, most of the day was spent talking about what the distractors and the people who seem to be kind of heartless, what their plans were, or what plans are being made as far as handling the American people. I'm talking about Trump and Musk and all of those that support what they are doing. They talking about shutting down education, closing the department. Now let me ask you something. Those of you who have utilized education before, you know the problems that they identified that occurs when kids can't get that early education. What problems there are. It messes up their educational process, abilities, capabilities up in the future. And perhaps that is why Trump, who is not a very intelligent man, and others are talking about bringing intelligent people from other parts of the world to bring them into America and utilize their talents in America while they take the American talents and rob them of it. Does that make sense? What's going on? What would you think is going on? Something like that. Why would they want to undermine education? Is it so that they can always, those who are not educated and found some reason not to get educated, they can always feel like they are educated because they usually bully themselves around. They usually want to force themselves on others. Is this what is actually happening? Is this what goes on? I'm sure you would agree. This and a lot more. But I'm thinking about we, the people. What are we going to do? How are we going to allow this to affect us? They want to cut back on everything. Everything that, see, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I try to explain it to you like this. The systems of the world are evil. Even in America, this democratic system, there's a Republican and Democrat, and they got other little stuff that goes on that doesn't really matter. But even this system is corrupt. But they are able to perpetuate it because it plays like the bad cop, good cop thing. Many of you might be familiar with that. You got one that's rough, try to make things so tough. And in this system, that could be the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. It just depends upon the timing. But whatever it is, the other party is that party that tries to do better than the other. And so what we really have experienced in America is Democrats, conservative, they're not trying to, excuse me, Republicans, conservative, they're not trying to turn loose anything. They're just trying to whoop it up, an argument, something that messes up your mind when the Democrats try to tell you something a little bit different. And perhaps they're able to sell it to you and you might be able to get one little thing moved. And if you are, then that's good. But somewhere down the line, you're going to lose it because it's what you call the other party got to get a gain. And so you, the people, keep getting flipped and flipped and flipped side to side because you're being played. You're being played by those who are benefiting from the system. They are the ones who don't have to suffer for anything. They are the ones who can do basically anything they want to do because they got what it usually takes in order to do the kinds of things that have been determined are essential for us to do. Everything that we want to do in this life basically requires money. They got it, you don't. You don't. They made sure they got it, you don't. Why? Because they were the ones that would do what was not supposed to be done. They were the ones that do it anyway. Take advantage of you. We people talk about sometimes with the crookdom that's happening in America today. People, if you're not crooks, you can't change that. You can only change the way you operate and start operating a different way. If you were trying to change what's going on, it would take another crook to do that. You see, because crooks don't have rules. So if you who are not a crook try to deal with crooks, you can forget it because they're just lying every time the mouth open. So nothing works, nothing you can count on. But another crook who does the same thing, that's what happens. That's what's been happening. all over the world. This crook wins, next crook wins. Another crook wins, next crook wins. Just go around in a vicious cycle. Ever since the earth has been here. And there have been some good times, been some bad times, but it's the same old thing. The message that people don't know and they fail to accept from others who pass it on in words and sometimes in deed is that human beings, we are made for a purpose that we do not know of. We were made by a power, invisible power. We refer, most of us do, refer to that power as God. God made us for God's reason. Many of you got things that you do, skills. You do things for your reasons. Nobody else have to know it. Nobody else probably do. But you do what you want to do because that's you. And that's what it's all about. So we as human beings on the face of this earth are here because there was a power that had a need, a want, and a desire for us to do something. And that power made us. Are we doing it? I don't know. What is it? I don't know. That power is, I'm sure, using it now. That power is allowing that process to be in play now. But what we do know, since we don't have to have, that's God's business. But what we do know is that which is of our business. And what is it of our business? That we on this earth, in these bodies, at this time, utilize as much of God as we do know to make sure that we experience all of that God that we do know on this earth in these bodies, doing this life at this time. And that means your needs, your wants, and your desires. I say this fast sometimes because you should already know. Peace, prosperity, freedom, joy, and happiness, and to live your dreams. Everybody on this earth benefits from this earth, and everybody on this earth comes not just to please God, but to bring something to this earth to cover for your being here. And that basically means finding a career that you love out of all the things that's done on this earth. And there might be some things that's not done that you bring to introduce to the earth. But in any event, each of us finds something in that process that we love. That we love. We find something that we love. And guess what? Defining the true love is that which brings joy to you. Isn't that something? You found something that you love, and now you're engaging yourself in it. And by doing that, it brings to you nothing but pure joy. Love and pure joy. And what is the benefit of that as far as we as people are concerned? Because every last one of you, as you engage in your love and receive that pure joy, that career that you're engaging in are at the same time creating everything that you, the people, require as being heaven on earth to bring you that satisfaction, to bring you that fulfillment. While God is using you to do what God has made you to do. Now, I'm sure, but I'm going to stake my life on it. I'll just say there might come a time when God determines that He will allow us or some of us into what God is actually using human beings for. Who knows? We might find out, all of us might find out in one day. But in any event, that is not in our hands. That's in the maker's hand. Our hand is to make sure that we are living on this earth, just like God is right here in the middle of it. And what Trump is doing, what Musk is doing, what the Republican Party is doing, what MAGA is doing, and what you saw all these Republicans on one stage talking about how evil Donald Trump was and how Donald Trump is. And now they are working for him and talking about how wonderful he is. Every last one of you should pause for a moment. Just take a pause and bust out and go to laughing. I mean, just laugh till your belly ache. And then leave it alone. Okay? I think I might have made a point. I know I was trying to make a point. Just taking a moment in this time to share with you that there is a power that we can't see that is responsible for all the things that we can see, and that loves us and cares for us and prepared for us to do what our human parents have failed to do for us, do for us what our family of human beings have failed to do for us. But that power, even though we do not experience it, all of the activities that would cause that to be are present today. And the only one that's missing is you and I saying, yes, I make that choice. I agree. I'm one with it. Oh, then that's it. That's a done deal. So we be saying, laughing at Trump. Oh, cut out education. Cut out all the programs that help the people while they walk around here laughing at us. Good night.